The 19th East Africa Business Network Trade and Investment Conference is brought to you by Kurunzi News in association with the following partners. Welcome back. We are talking from the sidelines of the 19th East Africa Business Network Trade and Investment Conference here in Texas, United States. We continue to engage with different people on the importance of this event and similar events that happen, targeting to give or bridge the gap between the opportunities back home in terms of investment and those who are interested from the diaspora. But we have a gentleman here who has a unique solution. And it would be unfair if we ended this conference without speaking to you, Fareed. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Let me begin by you telling us the product that is specifically the main driver for your participation in this conference. The
Unitag.
Unitag. Tell us about that and why that solution at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I thank you for hosting me and highlighting all the great things we're doing here as the East Africa Business Network. I'm a board member, first of all, of the East Africa Business Network. Very proud diaspora community member. I've been in the U.S. for a long, long time, and always looking for the time where we can really leverage all the knowledge and the education that we've gained here, okay, to build our own businesses, okay, build our own resources, so we can take all that technology and knowledge and then really go and help develop our homeland, right? So this has always been all along something that I wanted to do at some point in time when the time was right. I spent the first all of my career working in the corporate world, 26 years. Gained a lot of experience in enterprise IT, building big systems. So I've gained a lot of knowledge as well as connections in the business community. And throughout that time, I knew the time was going to come when I will branch out on my own. So it was only a matter of time. And that time came when I retired from my corporate job. I retired early because I wanted to pursue my own dreams. And one of those is, basically I'm a problem solver. I have an engineering background, and so I'll always look for a problem that is begging for a solution. And one of those problems is the way that toll roads are payment systems in the U.S. Mm-hmm. In the U.S., there's about 135 different toll agencies, various ways to pay for your toll roads as you drive. Here, as you know, in the U.S., you can drive freely from state to state and cross state borders, but the payment system changes depending on where you are. Mm-hmm. So you may have a valid payment system for Florida. By the time you get to Alabama or to Texas, all of a sudden it's different, right? So I've experienced that myself because my wife and I spent about 12 years traveling around the country with our daughters. We have 4 daughters who played tennis. They played competitive tennis. So we were traveling across the U.S., driving them from one tournament to the other. And during those years, we experienced all of the different problems of getting a bill from the toll road when you didn't know that you were about to get on a toll road. So I saw the mess basically and saw that this is a problem that was begging for a solution and a technology solution that I knew I knew that there is a better way basically. And so when I retired, I took some time off to think about it, and then I went out and really started to design what is today Universal Toll Tag or Unitag. So the way it works is that we designed our own patented device that works with your phone via Bluetooth, and it allows you to drive through all the toll roads without having to have a specific account in each one of these toll agencies. And we become your paying agent. So as you drive by, we pay the tolls on your behalf. Then we charge your method of payment in a very seamless and very transparent way, and allow you to not ever have to worry about getting a bill or a violation if you got on a toll road that you don't have a tag for.
Okay, so let me understand how it works, because the question is, if you're coming from DMV, for example, or Maryland,
Yep.
you have the easy
pass. Yep.
If you are coming from Florida, you have the Sunpass.
Pass.
If you're talking about Kansas, you have the K-Tag.
Yep.
And different others.
If you come here in Texas, we have 3 of them.
Yeah. So which tag then would I need to have stuck on my vehicle?
Unitag. Unitag is all you need. Single tag goes on your windshield and does the job of all of these 5 or 6 tags that you would otherwise need if you were to drive from California to Florida, let's say.
So
we basically streamlined and combined, integrated all of those into a single tag and a single account. Think about your mobile phone. In the US here, if you drive through different regions, you have no idea which cell provider is providing your cell service. It automatically switches from cell tower to cell tower.
Yeah.
It may be AT&T here, it might be T-Mobile here, it might be Verizon here, and you seamlessly just basically receive one bill, right? That's the vision that we're building for Unitag. It should be seamless as how your phone works. Mobile technology is here. Everybody has a mobile phone in their pocket. We believe it's the preferred way for people to pay for everything. Just like you go to Starbucks and you pay for your free and you move on.
So how many of the 135 tag or toll payment systems are
we working with?
Do you work with?
So we started right here in Texas, where we're based. It's actually, Texas happened to be one of the best places you could start something like this because we have a lot of toll roads. So we started working with the toll agency in Houston, where I am based. And then very quickly, we reached out to the toll agency here in Dallas, called Texas Tollway Agency, which is the largest toll agency in the state of Texas and one of the largest in the country. And then we started working with the toll agency in Atlanta. So we have 3 toll agencies that we're in conversation with. And the first one where we actually actively have users in is right here in the DFW area, where we are going to roll out our product. Right now, we're still in pilot mode. We have a small number of users we're working with. For the end of the year, we'll introduce it to the market right here in the DFW area. And then we will grow in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, sort of central USA. And then we'll go west, to California, Washington. Then we'll go down southeast, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and then finally
going all the northeast
to Egypt. We've got a plan over the next 2 years to be brilliant.
So I go online, get on the app, and put in my information.
You create an account. Put your information, put how you want to pay for your tolls, credit card, debit card, Venmo, Cash App, however you want. And from that point on, you tell us where you want to send your tag. We send you a tag for free. You don't have to pay for it. You get it, install it, put it on your windshield. You pair it with your phone via Bluetooth. From that point on, you just drive. And whether you're driving here, whether you're driving in Florida, or you're driving in wherever you are, as you drive, we pay all on your behalf. And then we charge your method of payment on file. And that's how it works. And not only does it work on your car, but if you happen to say you get a rental car, all you have to do is just remove it from the windshield, put it on, stick it on the rental car, boom, you have your own device with you.
Amazing. But let me now ask, so does it only work if it's connected via Bluetooth, or does it work just like any other sticker? You have it as long as you have it there.
No,
you don't need to connect it.
It works via Bluetooth because our tag is a smart tag, and there are 2 reasons why. Because we want to be able to have this. We save the transaction as you pass by in the cloud. So this is a cloud-based solution. We have a record as you pass by. We immediately save it to the cloud. So you have to have a mobile connection to allow you to reach the cloud, right? And so we do that because we have other applications in mind to use the tag for in addition to tolling. Parking is the next area we're moving into. So instead of getting a credit card and stick it to park, and you just drive up and then have the arm go up and you can park. We move into other areas. So we are developing what we call a mobility payment solution, not just all other mobility payments along your journey. EV charging, you name it. There are several other use cases that we are building this tag.
Interesting. So in terms of who you're working with, what is what is the customer support? Because that's very important.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Customer support element
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
Because you realize that's going to be a massive thing.
100%.
If you work with
Yeah.
135 agencies, chances are you'll have, one of these incidents there. So
Yes.
what is the customer support guarantee
Yeah.
that you give? Because
So
that's
this is one of the areas we feel very strongly about. We have several things that we plan to have as a competitive advantage or distinguishing advantage for us, and customer support is one of those. Call it customer care. We are going to have human customer care as opposed to these, one name ones, but very many of this where you can't find a human being. It's always an email or something. And we already have a pretty good idea where we're going to locate these customers. We feel very strongly that customers should be cared for, and they shouldn't have to be giving the runaround. And so we will have a very strong customer service organization right after we go live.
And in terms of, you're in business, you're setting up this, and it is a big risk that you're, undertaking to pay toll on behalf and charge your subscribers.
Yep.
So I get curious from a business perspective in terms of protecting your investment.
Yeah.
From a KYC perspective, know your customer.
Yes.
What are
Yes.
those elements that are critical, the bare minimum
Yeah.
that you must be able to have and you demand of your subscriber?
Yeah. So we operate under principle. We believe most people want to do the right thing. Most people want to pay their bills. Most people are not out to cheat or steal, but it's just the way that the interface makes it difficult for us to do business. And this is our basic premise. So based on that premise, we think if we make it simple and easy for people to take care of, just get from point A to point B, most people will do the right thing. However, every now and then somebody might forget that their credit card expired or that something happened, so we give people the opportunity to have a primary payment method and a secondary payment method on file. Mm-hmm. So that when you try to charge the primary, if it fails, we try to charge the secondary method. So primary method could be a credit card or a bank account or credit, however they want to do it. Uh-huh. And if the secondary card method fails, we give them a courtesy notification via text message. We send them a quick courtesy note to say, hey, by the way, this happened, please take care of it. We give them 24 hours to do that, and we think most people will do the right thing within that time frame. If they don't, we basically cut off their tag, okay? And at that point in time, they drive through a toll, then they will receive a bill from the toll agency, and it will go back to the same old expensive way. Mm-hmm. So it's in people's interest, to do that. But we know things happen, people travel and all of that. But we think that's a very manageable business risk, and we're willing to accept it.
Let me now. I mean, that is an impressive thing. People are suffering with they're having delinquency notices because of because forget. And I mean,
election, notice.
Everybody has that experience,
yes.
So that is quite a big thing.
Yeah.
But then, what really captures my imagination and my attention, and this is something that I would like you to speak to, is that coming into this country as an immigrant, an East African, an African, and here you are. I mean, it's massive. If you think about it, a toll, payment solution that covers the entire of the United States is a big thing. Yeah. It's a big dream.
Yeah.
What gave you the confidence and the courage to keep going? And even now you still believe that you're going to make it. I mean, that is massive.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been blessed by having the opportunity to come and get an education, to get a fantastic education, both undergraduate and graduate, and had an opportunity to work with one of the largest Fortune 500 companies in the world, and really learn how business is done at a very high level. I mean, so the standards that I worked with, and I worked there 26 years, so I've basically cut my teeth on big enterprise systems. So I'm very qualified. I mean, from a knowledge perspective. Now, starting a business is a very different challenge altogether. So I had to learn how to do that. So I went through training. So there are several organizations They're called accelerators, basically, where you go and learn how to take your idea and develop it into an actual business. So one of those accelerators is called Founder Institute. It's a great organization. It's a worldwide organization. You apply for it, and they have a cohort, 2 cohorts per year. They take people with ideas, and they take them through a 4-month program where they teach you. First of all, they try to basically critique your idea, kind of like Shark Tank. Shark Tank.
Yes.
Poke holes at it, from people who are mentors, who've gone through, have successful businesses. And if you graduate, then you've kind of pretty much passed the first, if you will,
the difficult
first of validating your idea, so validating your concept. Is it actually a business? Is it a viable business? So I went through actually 2 of those programs, do that. So I set out to prepare myself for this, learn how to fundraise, okay, which is another big hurdle. How do you fund this? Because you're not going to make money day one.
And especially being a person of color and being an immigrant in this country is obviously a big deal.
So these were all things that I learned along the way, and it took me literally, we have been doing this since 2019. So, it took us, that long to get to the point where we have a product getting ready to introduce it to the market, and we're still learning. But that's what makes this country great. You can dream, and if you work hard, you reach the resources that are available to you, such as the one that we talked about here, EABN, with SBA, and all of the resources that are available. Yes, you can achieve those dreams.
Fareed, as we take this home, because we've got to get going, I need you to speak to that young man who is dreaming, that immigrant who has just landed in this country and they're full of hope, and even that immigrant who has been in this country for donkey years and they are still at sea in terms of what possibilities are there ahead of them. Your message to them as a way of encouraging them, as a way of motivating them to also believe that they can do as much as you have done and even more.
Yeah, absolutely. That young man or that young woman was me, 43 years ago when I landed in this country with a big dream of getting an education and making something big of my life and my family, and worked hard, okay? But my message to them is don't do it on your own. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's what we are here for. That's why we do this. We are all volunteers in EABN. We feel that if we pull together and help each other, leverage our experience, because we have very valuable experience, pardon me. We have very valuable experience that we've learned, and other communities, other immigrant communities have done this well. So we need to learn how to support each other, and that's the whole purpose of EABN, so that people don't make mistakes, don't go through the whole process. Reach out, join us in EABN, and we are here to help you achieve your dream or help you find a different dream, so that you can succeed in America and be in a position to help folks.
Thank you, Fareed. Fareed Zain.
Thank you so much. I look forward to...
I don't know what to call you, inventor, founder, developer of Unitag, which is a United States
Universal tag.
Universal toll.
Yes, sir.
An amazing product. I have to confess that it's mind-boggling, and I've taken a lot of time to process this. But that it is actually an East African who is coming up with this idea, because I know very many people. This. People have been, got delinquent notices for not paying their tolls.
Sure.
So this is quite a big solution, and we continue with these conversations here on Kurunzi News with Milton Nyakundi, bringing you Diaspora Perspectives, broadcasting from the sidelines of the 19th East Africa Business Network. Stay with us here on Kurunzi News for much more from the diaspora and even from home, because this is your reliable source.